Marshalltown House. It is Bobcat Volleyball here on KFJB-TV. Brayla Lewis with you tonight as the Mason City Riverhawks in town to do battle against your 2-3 Marshalltown Bobcats. As Riverhawks are 3-6 behind Kirk Clausen, as well as Kaylee Pashong, head coach for her Bobcats. It is Dig Pink Match Nights, presented by Side Out Foundation, raising funds for breast cancer research. Great cause here tonight. Hop online to giving.sideout.org and then search for Marshalltown High School, as they've already raised $475 so far tonight, as they've set a goal of $2,000. Donations being made as some of the fans make their way in tonight. We get you ready and set to go for our matchup here tonight between the Riverhawks and the Bobcats. When we come back, we'll talk to the head coach for Marshalltown Bobcat Volleyball, Kaylee Pashong. This Bobcats getting set to do battle in about 7 minutes from now here on KFJB-TV.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Welcome back into the Countdown to First Serve here on KFJB-TV. Kaylee Pashong, head coach for Marshalltown Volleyball, with us now as they take on the Mason City Riverhawks coming up tonight right around 7:15. It is Dig Pink Match Night here at Marshalltown High School. It's a tongue twister, we know that for sure, but it's such a great cause here tonight. Tell me a little bit about what's going on here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a big fundraiser going on. That's why everyone's, wearing their pink, and we've got a bake sale. We're auctioning off a signed volleyball, signed by everyone in our program. We'll have an opportunity between the first and second set to do a miracle minute where girls run around and try to get some more donations, and all that money goes to the Side Out Foundation, which kind of it funds metastatic breast cancer research. So
how did that start? Did you learn about it? Where did that kind of lead from?
Yeah, absolutely. We started this is our third year in a row doing it. There's a lot of programs all around the country. Actually, most of the time when we go to Mason City, they are having their Dig Pink games. So it is one of those deals. A lot of times it's in October, but with our schedule, we don't play many games in October at home. So we decided to have it tonight.
Yeah, it's such a great cause because, you don't meet too many people who don't know somebody that's been touched by cancer, unfortunately.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think everyone's really been affected. So, it's important to all of us.
Yeah, for sure. Great cause. All right, so your matchup here tonight, you had the APGAR tournament on Thursday. Some really tough opponents. I know Waverly Shell Rock in any sport, it seems like they're always very tough. And then Solon was here and also Waterloo Columbus. So tell me a little bit about that match. What did you learn about your team?
Yeah, absolutely. All those games were really close matches. And so we kind of learned about having to fight through everything, fight through the end, battle all the way through. And we've had a lot of great practices since that tournament, so I'm really feeling prepared and ready for tonight, so hopefully that translates on the court.
Yeah. How much different is it? Your first two matches you won against Ames and on the road at Hoover, and then you go into that tournament style play. Is that different when you know that you're going to have to go out there and play those three matches and getting the team ready and mentally focused each match?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a quick turnaround to play a game and not have really any time to even run to the bathroom and then having to step on the court and play again. So it is a different feel. You don't have as much time to prepare each match. But, in volleyball, we're kind of used to that. We have a lot of Saturday tournaments as well. So that is something we have to train for as well.
Of course, as you prepare for your match here tonight against Mason City Riverhawks, what do you think is a big thing that Kirk Clausen and his staff do to get his ladies ready to go tonight?
Yeah, I think that they have really powerful outsides, and that's something that we've talked about as a coaching staff and our defense. I think that they do a really good job passing. We'll see if we can get them out of system. That's kind of our goal tonight, get them out of system so that their offense isn't as strong.
When you come into a match like this, how much does a game plan change from game to game? Because You know, I never played volleyball, so I don't really know how that side works. But when you look at Mason City, it's the first time you played them this year. Maybe you watched a little bit of film, that kind of thing. When you break it down, how does that game plan change? Or is it pretty steady throughout the season? You just make slight adjustments?
Yeah, I would say for the most part you make slight adjustments. If they have a player that's making really strong tendencies, we definitely train to focus on that. But a lot of times it's just smaller shifts in our defense and things like that that we make changes to.
It is the Dig Pink match, and it's coming up here tonight in just a little bit. Final question, Kaylee. Your major key to victory against the Riverhawks?
Serving aggressive and defense.
All right.
Those are our keys to victory.
All right. Defense can always win you a match, that's for sure. Carry you along. Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, Kaylee Pushong, we'll visit with her coming up after the match as the Riverhawks and Bobcats square off right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse as the Bobcats ready to do battle with the Riverhawks here on KFJB-TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get upcoming game alerts to our matches. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. First up for the Mason City Riverhawks. Riverhawks led in by Kirk Clausen, head coach, 3-6 on the season. As we get you the starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises. Let them deliver for you while we deliver the starting lineups. So number 7, Megan Tobin, a senior outside hitter, 40 kills on the season. She'll get the start tonight. Michaela Trask, a junior outside hitter, 14 kills coming into this one. Isabel Heinzerling is a senior, right side, 10 kills. Addison Dannon, a sophomore and a setter. And so far this year, 28 digs to her name. Aubrey Graven, a senior middle hitter, number 15 for Mason City, 12 kills, 16 blocks. And meanwhile, Isabel Hardy, a senior middle hitter, 21 kills coming into this one. Libero tonight is Allison Brandt, not pictured there, but she will most likely check in right away. All right, for your Marshalltown Bobcats, their starting matchup lineup looks like this. It'll be McKenna Coleman, a junior libero tonight. Has 27 digs coming into this one. Kennedy Feldman, a junior outside hitter, 18 kills, 21 digs for number 6. Number 10, Jordan Daggett, senior outside hitter, 16 kills, 10 ace, 22 digs coming into this matchup here tonight. Number 12, Amaya Moore, senior middle hitter. She's really well to this point, 5 blocks, 28 kills. Gabby Estabrook, number 16, a center junior. So far this year, she's been really good serving. 12 aces coming into this one here tonight. And number 18, Ella Rausch, a senior middle hitter, 21 kills, 5 blocks into this matchup here tonight as Kaylee Pushong and our Marshalltown Bobcats 2-3. And so be at the Southeast Polk Invite coming up this Saturday. And our next broadcast of Marshalltown Bobcat Volleyball is coming up on September 19th. At Fort Dodge. It is Dig Pink Match Night, all presented by the Side Out Foundation, as $475 have now been raised as a goal of $2,000 set here for the Dig Pink Match Nights. We're about ready to get going for tonight's matchup. Again, it is the Riverhawks and the Bobcats here on KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new Penn's Appliance. Consists of everything appliance. Go see the Pence team.
Match night and Marshalltown Roundhouse Dig Pink Match Night. Side Out Foundation funds being raised for support and research of breast cancer. Great to have you tuned in tonight to our coverage here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis. Let's head down courtside for tonight's starting lineups. Well, a great night for volleyball inside the Roundhouse as both the Riverhawks and the Bobcats ready to do battle. Riverhawks in their white tops with red numbers outlined in black. Mason City written across the fronts. Bobcats in their blue tops and bottoms here tonight as the red stripes as well as red numbers outlined in white. Bobcats written on the uniforms. Kaylee Pashog and her team ready to even the season up at 500 as they stand at a mark of 2-3. It's Iowa Lions Conference matchup action here tonight on KFJB-TV. Great to have you tuned in. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button as you can get upcoming game alerts to upcoming Bobcat action. Of course, Bobcat Live will be joined by head volleyball coach Kaylee Pashong and athletes on Thursday night from Wayward Social. As we'll be out on Gutter Point Patio. We'll also have the boosters, as we'll also talk football, and Superintendent Theron Schutte and Brett Umpton will be along. We'll talk marching band as well for the Bobcats. Looking forward to that. And then football Friday night, it's the grand opening, week number 3. First home game for the Bobcats as they host Davenport North, looking for their first victory of the season as they open up their new sports complex at Leonard Cole Field. Inside the Roundhouse, we're ready to do battle as the Bobcats all set. Gabby Estabrook will be back to serve to get going tonight as the Riverhawks are set and ready. And it's first match inside the Roundhouse from Estabrook. Low shot over the net and into the net for the Riverhawks. Point Cats 1-0 here in the first set. Well, Estabrook, she's done a really nice job. 12 aces coming into this match here tonight. She's really been a tough server. Boy, Amaya Moore reaching up, getting that one. Mason City out of play. 2-0 Cats. Nice crowd has turned out here tonight in support of Dig Pink Match Night. Set up in the middle for Mason City. And to lean back and get that one over. Set up Amaya Moore. Just a little dunk over. And that one's going to fall in. A little miscommunication. 3-0. Cats on top of the Riverhawks. Last week against Hoover and the previous week against Ames, Bobcats really did a number in the first sets and got off on the right foot, and so far here tonight, cooking up that as well. Set up backside, big slam, it's blocked. Bobcats keep it alive and into the stands. First point of the match for the Riverhawks here in set 1. Edison Dannon, the sophomore setter, she'll serve first time tonight, and it's long. Point Cats, 4-1. Jordan Daggett now, outside hitter, senior for the Cats to serve. Low, dug out of there, played back, and I think that's going to be, 2 hits, 2 contacts. And point for the Bobcats, 5-1 here in set 1. Serve is going to be out on Daggett. And point for the Riverhawks. A little bit of trouble. Gwen Pfizer, senior, when she was tracking down the ball, and she was getting ready to serve, and she gets it over the net outside, and a great play by Feldman to get it over there. Almost found an empty space. Big swipe by Amore, falls in, and Amaya Moore gets the point right there in the kill. 6-2. Ella Rausch, Ellie Hughes. Feldman on that front line as Natalie Henson will serve for the Bobcats. Set up over the net. Bobcats play it back over. Outside, good dig and a save. Point Bobcats. Well, Daggett didn't get the serve, but she makes up with a nice dig and gets the point for the Bobcats. 7-2. Good serve. Ace. Natalie Henson with the ace right there as junior on that back line. Set up outside, blocked, but They'll go out, and on contact, Mason City picks up the point, 8-3. Mason City Riverhawks, younger programs, cheering on. Bobcats. Good contingency on both sides. Boy, good block up front. Ella Rausch was able just to get it over. Going for the kill, Mason City, but strong. Point for the Bobcats, 9-3 in the first set. Ellie Hughes will be back to serve as Lainey Danielson is checked in for the Bobcats. And the serve eats up on that back line, Gwen Pfizer, but Mason City able to get it over. Set up. Feldman outside. It was tipped. Boy, good dig on the back line by Pfizer, but I believe they say that hit. And it will be a point, 10-3. Thought it was a good play, but she did not quite get all underneath that one. So Bobcats keep with the serve. Set up backside. Good swipe, but not able to get it over as Lainey Danielson. 10-4, Riverhawks trailing your Bobcats. They'll go back to serve. Isabella Heinzerling. Heinzerling is checked out. As checking back in for her, Kylie Bergman, senior setter. She'll touch right there. And they'll bump it to the outside. Good save for Mason City. To Feldman. Good dig on the back line by Pfizer. And a kill. Coming in from the outside as Kaylee Pashong talked about. The outside hitter's been pretty strong for Mason City. Megan Tobin picks up the point right there. 10-5 first set. Serve for Bergman. Feldman denied on the front line. Good block. Serve. Dug out. And in the middle, Rausch. Good point. She turned around. She's fired up. 11-6. Ooh, Bobcats on the third try. Couldn't get it over. Just too far into the nets. And the Riverhawks have worked themselves back into this one. Just 4 down. Up to the front line. Good play again. Ella Rausch. Really good kill right there. She came into the night, 21 kills on the season. 12-7 Cats on top. And back to serve is McKenna Coleman. And into the net. Riverhawk point. Allison Brandt, libero, senior. 8 aces on the season. She serves. Set up, big swipe, it's in. On that back corner, good play for Lainey Danielson, the junior outside hitter with the kill. Gabby Estabrook is in, out will check Lainey Danielson. Mason City bumped that one a little bit too much for their liking. Good play for Hughes over there. Now a dig on the back line by Feldman. Set up outside, and what a great play. Heads up for Daggett. Picks up the points. 14-8, first set. Bobcats with the lead. Good serve by Estabrook. Wow, what a dig, but the Bobcats can't keep it alive. Feldman, great effort right there, but point will go to Mason City. Addison Dannon checks back in, as well as Isabel Heinzerling. Both back in for the Riverhawks. Bumped up to the front line, set up, big strike in the front line by Amaya Morris. She's checked back in for the Bobcats. Coleman bumps. They'll get it up into the attacking zone, and two Bobcats in the same area kind of run into each other. Ellie Hughes, as well as Estabrook. Mason City hanging around here in the first set. And set up, but it just sneaks over and just out. And 3 is the difference here in the first set. Dannon to serve. Bump by Coleman. Bobcats have to play it over now. Coleman plays it over. Set up backside, but into the net. A little too far for Isabella Heinzerling. And Bobcats with the point. Daggett to serve. Mason City into the attacking zone. It is going to be a kill. That was close. I couldn't see the assistant referee whether they said it was in or out, but they said it was in, and that will be a point for Mason City. Pfizer with the serve for Mason City. Play is blocked. Bobcats handle it well. Do get it over in 3. Big swipe right there by Mason City. Bumped on the outer half. Feldman times it. Almost got the kill, but a good save. Whoa, not ready for that. I think they thought that Feldman was going to play it. But no, just a slight touch. And the point for the Bobcats, 16-12, set 1. Natalie Henson to serve. Sidewinder right there, kind of a curveball. That looked to be strong. Bobcats, Daggett points to herself and says, maybe take that one back. But regardless, Mason City with the point, 16-3. Hardy with the serve. And 2 contacts, yep. Serve is going to be strong on Hardy. And point for the Bobcats, 17-14. Ellie Hughes to serve for the Cats. Up into the attacking zone, into the net though, played by Dannon, and the sophomore setter cannot quite get that one over. The point to the Bobcats. Set up in the attacking zone, but just a little bit too much. Seen that a few times here tonight where Mason City kind of setting up with the back towards the net. And it goes into the net. 19-14 here in set number 1, as it is, of course, Give Back Night with Dig Pink Match, all presented by Sun Out Foundation. You take a look Some of the Bobcat fans donating before the match here tonight. As just a great cause. Already $475 raised online. I'm sure much more in person here. As their goal of $2,000 is to raise. Go to giving.side-out.org and find Marshalltown High School. You can also go to the campaign 19402. 19402 is the campaign number as well. As, just a fun night in Marshalltown with Dig Pig Match nights. Fun night if the Bobcats can get the victory as well, as plenty of fans, as you can see on KFJB-TV, have showed up in pink tonight. As Bobcats ready to serve again with Ellie Hughes. Up into the attacking zone, into the nets. Not quite sure if the Bobcats got a piece of that or not, but it looked like it was mainly just into the net. And Hughes back to serve again as her Bobcats pick up the point, 20-14. Hughes laid backside into the net again. Just not quite the touch you're hoping as the outside hitter right there. And point for the Bobcats. Up by 7 now here in the first set. Mason City got back within about 3, but Bobcats pulled back away as Hughes serves for the 3rd time in a row here. And a miss hit on the dig. And it's a point for the Bobcats, 22-14. Strong dig again, and another point, 23-14. Timeout Riverhawks, 23-14. We'll take a timeout with them on KFJB-TV.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
23-14 in the first set. Bobcats leading just a couple more points and go up 1-0 against the Riverhawks in town tonight. Bobcats off to a nice start here on their home floor in this Iowa Alliance Conference matchup. Hughes with her 4th serve in a row. That's a good one to that back line. Laid over. Daggett backside. They set it up. Good point right there. No, they're going to give it to Mason City. All right, so the point goes as not able to get it in there was Lainey Danielson. And 23-15 is the score now here in the first set. Bergman to serve for the Riverhawks. Big swipe. Boy, she's been good here in the first set. Ella Rausch with the point right there gets the kill. Kennedy Feldman to serve for the Bobcats. Bobcats there to set point and they'll win it. 25-15 in set 1. Bobcats get the victory early on here in that first set. And it was really a couple of really nice plays by Ella Rausch as she was able to hammer home a few kills. And the Bobcats go up 1-0 after one set of play. This is Bobcat Volleyball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back into the Roundhouse as it is Big Pink Match Night, as money being raised for the Side Out Foundation, as some of the players going through the stands and trying to collect funds in between set 1 and 2 here tonight. Maybe a few adjustments being made by both coaching staffs heading into this second second set. After the Bobcats won it 25-15 in the first set. For the Bobcats, their next match is coming up on Saturday. They'll be at the Southeast Polk Invite. Then our next broadcast of Bobcat Volleyball comes on September 19th at Fort Dodge. Bring you that road match. 7:15 will be first serve. Bobcats looking to go 3-3 on the season with a victory and go to 3-0 in Iowa Lions Conference play with a victory here tonight. Kirk Clausen and the Mason City Riverhawks 3-6 coming into this match here tonight inside the Roundhouse. $480 has now been raised through the Side Out Foundation. Big Pink Match Night. Bobcats are ready to go for the second set. Dylan, or not Dylan, but Zach's wearing, producer Zach is wearing maroon tonight. The closest pink he has. Unfortunately, I don't own any pink. And our very own Keith Stewart also, he's fundamentally opposed to the color pink unless it involves, good supportive causes like this. But I do not believe he has any pink in his arsenal. He's got a lot of great camera shots, that's for sure. Kaylee Pichon, head coach for the Bobcats. She's got pink on. That is for sure in support here tonight. All right, here we go. Set number 2. Bobcats set up outside. Roush with a Hughes. But a nice block up front. Samaya Moore in that front line gets the block. Bobcats get the point right there. Go up 1-0. Samaya Moore came in with 5 blocks on the night, on the season so far. Daggett to serve. And that's a low line driver, goes into the net, and it will be point Bobcats 2-0. Daggett second serve. Knuckleball over the net. Big swipe from the outside hitter. Daggett digs it out, set up. Amaya Moore trying to get the kill. Can't quite. Oh, Bobcats not ready for that one. I don't think Daggett quite thought that one was going to be played back in time. And so that will result in a Mason City point 2-1. Bobcats still leading here in the second set. Outside blocked. Set up to the other side, and Feldman almost got the point there. Bobcats keep it alive, over in 3, just. And that one hit the pole, and so that one will be out, and that will be a point for the Bobcats. Natalie Henson, the junior, to serve.
Only half as much as the other team.
Well, good job by Roush to try to block that one, but good play for the Riverhawks to get the point, 3-2. Bobcats still leading. McKenna Coleman has checked back in for the Bobcats, and Maya Moore has checked out, as well as Natalie Henson. Feldman is back in as well for the Bobcats. Backline dig. Bumped up into the attacking zone and just a little bit on top of it right there for Ellie Hughes. We're tied at 3 here in the second set. Isabel Hardy to serve. Feldman plays it over. Outside, set up, into the nets. Tobin. He's not able to get it over, and 4-3, Bobcats back on top. Mason City hits it strong. They save it. They will get it over in 3. Feldman, and that one just out. Knotted at 4 here in the second set. Kylie Bergman, the senior setters, checks back in. She'll be on to serve for the Riverhawks. Nice play by Roush. Took a little something off the shot. It got blocked. She put it back over. Coleman bumps outside. Feldman, a tough hit, but she gets it back over to Mason City's side. And strong for the Riverhawks. Point Bobcats 5-4. Feldman to serve for the Bobcats here in the second set. So they reverse the call. And it's going to be Mason City. A net violation on the Bobcats, apparently, right there. I think that might have been on the, not sure if that was in the Roush hit or what happened there, but looked like the Bobcats got the point. But Mason City, I believe this is their first lead of the night. It is. Coleman mishits, and Mason City goes up by 2 here in the second. Megan Tobin to serve for the Riverhawks. So location error has been called. And so it'll be back to the Bobcats. And the point will be reversed, so it's 6-5 now. Bobcats. Actually, I believe it should be 5-5 if they gave them that point, but Kaylee is questioning. I think Kaylee Pashong is also questioning something down there as well, as talking to her players. Head coach Kirk Clausen for the Riverhawks also still checking with the scores table. And after it's all said and done, Feldman to serve. Over in 3. 2 Bobcats collide, but they'll get it set up. It's blocked. Coleman saves. Back outside. Big swipe by Danielson into the crowd. Point Bobcats. We're tied at 6. Actually, they did adjust, so it is 6-5 now. That's what I was wondering. It should have been 6 or 5-5 at that point. And they did make the adjustment finally. So 6-5 is our score. Bobcats leading. Into the nets. Mason City not able to hang. And it's 7-5. A little bit of a turning point off of that last adjustment by the officials. Strong for Mason City, point Bobcats. Going for the kill. Mason City can't get it over. 9-5. Bobcats leading. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick timeout with them as well here in the second set as the Bobcats are leading on KFJB-TV.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
9-5 in the second set. Bobcats with the lead. Good student section out here as the Bobcats and supports on Dig Pink Match Nights. In support of the Side Out Foundation. Funds being raised for breast cancer awareness and research. Feldman to serve for the Bobcats. Long run for Mason City. A little bit of miscommunication there. Bergman giving it all she can to try to go track that one down, but not able to get there in time, and the Bobcats are now up by 5. Jump serve by Feldman. Way backside. Lady Danielson, big swipe. Good dig by Mason City, and strong on the play, just out by Tobin. Feldman, third serve in a row, it's out. Tobin, the senior, to serve. Set up, Daggett takes a big swipe. She'll get the kill right there as the ball goes into the stands. And the Bobcats 12-6 leaders here in the second set after winning 25-15 in the first. Played over by Mason City, and that's just a tough one. Libero hit Allison Brandt. She barely got it over the net, and the Bobcats not ready to go so front, in the front near the attacking zone. And the play results in a point for Mason City. Coleman flares and saves it. Bobcats get it over in 3. Set up in the middle. That was a carry. That's 2 contacts. And the point for the Bobcats, 13-7 now. Gabby Esterbrook checks in. And she'll serve. Set up on the outside, strong. Hardy looked like it was strong, but I believe it was contacted, so I'll give the point to the Riverhawks. Madison Dannon to serve. And into the net on Ellie Hughes' hit. And second serve is strong to the back line and out. Shemaya Moore with a really good strike, but just a touch strong. Mason City back within 3. Set up outside, little poke over. As Hughes was able to get it over. Set up now, Amaya Moore is that one, strong. Feldman digs it, set up outside, Daggett, and say it's 2 contacts for the Bobcats. Tough one into the net. Amaya Moore saved that play. Bumped on the back line. Feldman takes a swipe. Good response by Mason City. Set up Amaya Moore into the net. And just like that, Mason City back within 1 at 13-12. Second set. One tipped right there in the front line. Bobcats got a piece of it. Set up outside. Daggett into the top of the net. Not able to get it over, and we're tied at 13 apiece here in the second set. Mason City trying to storm their way back into this one here in the second set after falling 25-15 in the first set. Timeout on the floor. $555 so far raised for the Side Out Foundation for Marshalltown Bobcats on Dig Pink night, so they're getting a little bit closer towards their goal as they've raised $555 so far, goal of $2,000 here against Mason City on the Dig Pink match night. See the student section having some fun on the Mason City side of things as trying to get the Riverhawks fired up as they work themselves back into this match here in the second set, tied at 13 apiece. Addison Dannon on to serve for the Riverhawks. Daggett placed it over for the Bobcats. Now set up backside, and Feldman tries to save it. Coleman flares. And they'll get it over in 3. And just a tough play for Allie Hughes. Good play by Mason City to pick up the point. So the Riverhawks leading now, 14-13. Hughes got it over. Good dig on that back line by Dannon. Daggett puts the hammer down on that, but Mason City answers. Moore did a good job to try to block, but just a better play by Mason City. They were able to get it over right there and pick up the point, 15-13 leading. Momentum shifting, but into the nets for Dannon, and the point for the Bobcats. Back within 1, 15-14. Backside strong, we're tied at 15. Boy, I tell you what, Mason City riding the wave of emotions a little bit more than Marshalltown tonight. Marshalltown a little more even keel, it seems, and they're definitely keeping a little cool, calm, and collected as that serve going to be an ace for the Bobcats. For Daggett, point Bobcats 16-15. Set up outside, but into the net for Einzerling. And the Bobcats, just like that, back up by 2, 17-15. Oh boy, set up to nowhere right there, unfortunately, by Allison Brandt, and point Bobcats 18-15. Daggett on to serve. And the jump serve is over. Mason City miss hits. Point Cats 19-15. Timeout. Kaylee Pashung likes what she sees out of her Bobcats.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Well, the Bobcats leading now in set 2, already up 1-0. As Kaylee Pashong liking what she sees from her team here in second set. Fighting back. They've given up the lead a couple of times, but every time the Bobcats have responded and looking to close out set number 2 with a victory. It's served by Daggett. Set up in the attacking zone just to poke over, and Coleman plays it. Outside to Feldman. It's tipped. Saved by Brantz. Coleman will play it over on 3, and that's out. Serve from Pfizer. Boom, big hit by Moore on the front line, but blocked and saved by Mason City. They get it over, Coleman. And a tough play. Mason City able to get the points. 4 contacts for the Bobcats. Well, out of that timeout, Bobcats were feeling pretty good, but a couple of points to answer for the Riverhawks. Backside, more strong, 19-18. Into the net on the serve by Pfizer. Point Cats, 20-18. Ella Roush is checked back in, as well as Natalie Henson. She'll be on to serve for the Bobcats. Maya Moore and Coleman have checked out. Strong for Mason City. No, that one just in. And point for the Riverhawks. Isabel Hardy, the senior middle hitter, to serve. 7 aces coming in on the season. Boy, strong hit for Ellie Hughes. Picks up the point for the Bobcats, 21-19. Ellie Hughes to serve. As Laney Danielson, McKenna Coleman back into the match for the Bobcats. Front line, block save. Bobcats get it over. Into the net for Mason City, 22-19. Ella Roush getting in the mix right there to help out for the Bobcats. Second serve for Ellie Hughes. Quickly played over, set up in the middle, and Roush takes a swipe, but unable to convert. 22-20. Kylie Bergman to serve for the Riverhawks. Coleman has to slide up to make the dig, and she's able to. Bobcats get it over in 3. Daggett flails, nobody home. Daggett's dig back there on the back line, I think that might have been close to being out. Nevertheless, it's a point for the Riverhawks. Second serve for Bergman. Roush. Big hit, Bobcats save. Coleman gets it over in 3. Played long. Bobcats not quite ready. Good play to the backside of the courts. And we're tied at 22 apiece. Kylie Bergman to serve for the Riverhawks. Now, big play. Big point for the Bobcats. Coming in from the outside, Lainey Danielson. 23-22. Point for the Bobcats. Feldman on to serve. Back a little bit right there for Mason City. They were able to get it over outside. Lainey Danielson trying again. Mason City sets up into the net, saved, and boy, good play on the outside. Megan Tobin. She did not let that one hang. She went up and got that one. Able to get the point for the Riverhawks. Knot it back up at 23. Tobin. Coleman bumps, a little bit strong, and returned to sender by Aubrey Graven. Senior middle hitter picks up the point, 24-23, Riverhawks on top. Well, a quick timeout on the floor. Bobcats have to get back into this one. Riverhawks kind of set up by a few mishits, misplays by the Bobcats. And to their credit, they've taken advantage of it here in the second set. This has been well-contested second set by the Riverhawks after they went down 25-15 in the first set. Tobin to serve. Floats this one over. In the middle, Roush took a little something off it right there to try to maybe catch Mason City off guard. Out. We're tied at 24. That's a big point right there for the Bobcats. And McKenna Coleman will serve. It's a pretty strong serve. Miss hit. Point Bobcats 25-24. One more and they'll win set number 2. McKenna Coleman's second serve. Up into the attacking zone. Bumped. That one. I'm not sure. The officials talking to each other. And they are going to say that's a point for the Bobcats. And the Bobcats win at 26-24 in set number 2. So that one was out on Mason City on the shot. So a close one. Mason City gives a good test in set number 2 as the Bobcats go up 2-0 after 2 sets inside the roundhouse. Take a brief timeout, and when we come back, we'll tell you how they're doing with the fundraiser tonight. It's Dick Pink Match Night in the Roundhouse. The proceeds going to the Side Out Foundation. This is Bobcat Volleyball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Back inside the Roundhouse on KFJB-TV. Bobcats leading 2-0 after 2 sets here tonight inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse. Look at that, Rhonda Greenfield. She got the ball, and it was assigned. And, of course, I believe a grandparent of Jordan Daggett. So, hey, congrats to Rhonda. She won the volleyball here tonight, as that was auctioned off, as proceeds again going to the Side Out Foundation. 555 was the last update we got. As creeping up towards that goal, of course, I know cash donations and stuff like that will later be counted towards that goal of $2,000. But obviously, great night for volleyball, as the action on the court just as good as what's going on with the Dig Pink match night. So 2-0 after a couple of sets of play for the Bobcats as they try to win this one on their home floor tonight as we go to the third set. Coleman and Ella Rausch will trade places as the lineups for set 3 officially made, as we've had a change in the libero. Gwen Pfizer is checked in at libero. Allison Brandt was the libero. Now Gwen Pfizer in that libero role. Into the net, and the Bobcats are off to a 1-0 start here in the third. And it seems to always be Gabby Estabrook who's leading the charge. She has 12 aces coming in to the night, and she's done a nice job back there serving. Ooh, almost a miscommunication, but Mason City able to play it over. Set up outside, slow tip, that's where they are. Good play, Jordan Daggett. It's 2-0, Bobcats on top. Estabrook again, the junior with the serve. Strong, it's bumped up to the front line, into the attacking zone, flying in, but into the net. Michaela Trask not able to get it off underneath that one, and the junior gives the Bobcat their third point of the third set. Big on the back line. Blocked and out. Tobin picks up the point for Mason City. Addison Dannon to serve for the Riverhawks. Daggett has to adjust, and she's able to get it over. Mason City, a long play. Coleman saves. And back to Coleman from Hughes. Set up outside. Estabrook bumps it. And a good play and save by Estabrook. Feldman plays it over for the Bobcats. Bobcats went for the block but could not get in position to do so, and Hardy scores the point. Second serve for Dannon. Good block in the front line. Bobcats get the points. Yeah, Hughes and Moore in the front there get the block.
Could you please not yell in the mic?
4-2 now after that point. Daggett serves. And another ball had snuck onto the court, so she'll reserve. And the reserve, a good one. Set up Amaya Moore, takes a big swipe at it. She'll get the points. Pinballing around, but Mason City can't get to it. 5-2. Daggett to serve. Into the net, off the hand of Tobin. 6-2 Bobcats. As we take a look at the replay right there, that block up on that front line as the Bobcats got a good point here in the third set. We saw Moore as well as Hughes helping to make that block. And Bobcats can't quite dig it out of there. And a point as Hardy gets the point for the Riverhawks. Substitution as checking back in is Allison Branch. She was the libero in the first two sets, but she has switched with Gwen Pfizer in that role. And Brandt will serve. Coleman digs, and it's too strong. Point Mason City, 6-3. Brandt's second serve eats up Coleman, 6-4. Actually 6-5 at the blink. Other points not accounted for there, so that'll sort it out. Third serve for Brandt. This one dug in. Hughes takes charge and fires it over into the net. Moore got a piece of that one as well. So 7-5, Bobcats with the lead. Natalie Henson is back into the match, and she'll serve. Estabrook saves it. Set up Feldman. Kill. 8-5 Bobcats. Big swipe, but it hangs on the front side of the nets. As Megan Tobin, the outside hitter, trying to get the kill, but she could not. And there you see the last block by Amaya Moore. Good play right there. Ensign to serve again as the Cats are leading 9-5. That one into the net, but sneaks over. Ellie Hughes fires, but it's strong. Maya Moore is back into the match as Coleman will come back in. Blocked, but it's tipped, and a point for the Bobcats. Cats up by 4 here in the third set. Trying to make it a clean sweep here tonight against their Iowa Lions conference folks tonight in the Rocks. Ellie Hughes serving. Bobcats can't, I don't think they knew that that one had been kind of hit on the side, and so it will result in a point for the Riverhawks. Rainbow of a serve over. Oh, for the kill was Danielson. Can't save it here. Set it up outside to Feldman. Pokes it over. Mason City has Bergman there to save it. Bobcats save one that might have been strong. Coleman will get it over, and that one's out on Mason City. 11-7. Mason City's done a really good job to challenge here tonight, but Bobcats every time have had an answer. And a good dig on the front line by Daggett. Gets it over. Mason City in the attacking zone finally gets it over on the third. Set up backside. Daggett. And nobody home. Set up to nowhere. Raven was the last to touch for Mason City. Bobcat point, 12-7. Danielson with a strong hit. Mason City saved it. Blocked by the Bobcats in the front line. Coleman plays it up. Danielson, just a light touch, gets it over. Another light touch in response by Mason City. And in the front line, hammer it home. Roush. Bobcat points. 13-7, third set. Timeout on the floor. 13-7, Bobcats leading on KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him, getting it to him. Wade throws late over the middle field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do!
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
13-7, still in a timeout. Officials having a brief discussion real quick before we get going again. As the Bobcats doing battle with the Riverhawks tonight. Bobcats looking to go 500 on the season with a win here tonight. They would prove back to 3-3 with the Southeast Polk invite right around the corner on Saturday. Our next broadcast of Bobcat Volleyball coming up on September 19th at Fort Dodge. The Bobcats in a huddle. Looks like potentially someone in the crowd being checked on here, and that's why we do have a brief delay. Hopefully everyone all right. As the Bobcat student section is moving down just a little bit to give a little bit of room for someone who to be injured in the crowd across the way. So with that said, 13-7, we'll step aside real quick as Our match here tonight, Bobcats leading it 2-0. We're in the third set, 13-7 Bobcats. This is Bobcat Volleyball on KFJB-TV.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse on Dig Pink Match Night, as proceeds going to the Side Out Foundation to help for research and things of like that nature for breast cancer awareness. And of course, earlier tonight, they auctioned off that signed volleyball by the Bobcat team. $555 has been raised online at giving.sideout, easy for me to say, .org, as a way to donate, but cash donations were being taken here inside the arena, as it looks like a medical emergency here at the Roundhouse, as ambulance services have showed up to help what looks to be a fan down in the stands. And hopefully everything is all right over there, as officials working on that individual to help them out. But good response so quickly by emergency personnel to help get everything sorted out here tonight. Happened right during the timeouts here in the third set, as the timeout was just taken as the Bobcats were trying to advance their lead, leading 13-7 here in the third set. And of course, already up 2-0 as the Bobcats and the Riverhawks do in battle here tonight. We'll step aside again for a quick timeout. This is Bobcat Volleyball. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Get upcoming game alerts. It's youtube.com/@KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him. Getting it to him. Wade throws late over the middle field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do!
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse here on KFJB-TV. 13-7 in the third set as the Bobcats and Riverhawks in a brief delay here tonight, as a fan injured in the crowd. And authorities here at the facility, they do have the stretcher and making sure that everything is all right. And once everything is, then we will resume play here inside the Roundhouse. Coming up on Thursday night, it is Bobcat Live. We've got an action-packed Bobcat Live for you. We'll talk with Duncan Furch, defensive coordinator for the Bobcats football team, as first time we've had a chance to talk with him. We'll also talk to broadcast favorite Rogelio Sarin, as he'll be on Thursday night Bobcat Live. We'll also have the Bobcat Boosters Club with the parents and see what they're trying to do and raising funds for Bobcat athletics. Also, we'll talk to Brett Umpton. He is the marching band director, as we'll talk to him during Bobcat Live. We'll talk to Kaylee Pichong, volleyball head coach, as well as Superintendent Theron Shooting. We'll talk about the Marshalltown Bobcats sports complex facilities project and upgrades at the football/soccer complex and track, as a lot of upgrades. And on Friday nights, it was a fun night as people were able to come out, check out everything going on. I really didn't need to check out anything. I had to check out what was going on in the press box, as got a good look at that for the first time as well up there. And that's where we'll be on Friday night, as it is Mason City, or excuse me, we already had that game. We're not going to replay that again. But on Friday night, it is Davenport North in town against your Marshalltown Bobcats. Pre-game show starts at 6:30, as kickoff will be at 7:30 between the Wildcats and the Bobcats. So who will win in the Battle of the Cats, we'll find out Friday night. Underneath the lights, the new football facility at Leonard Cole Field, and the sports complex project continuing on, of course, next year as well, with new locker rooms / tornado shelter, severe weather shelter facilities. So anyway, a lot of good things coming for Marshalltown Bobcat athletics and facility project updates, as the Bobcats watching on here as a fan injured in the crowd and being taken off on a stretcher here tonight. So hopefully everything is okay as fans look on here. We will take another timeout, and we will resume the third set inside the Roundhouse after this on KFJB-TV.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with in parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, third set ready to resume here tonight.
He's still on me.
And the players will take time to warm up. And we'll let you listen into the action. Just about ready to resume play here in the third set tonight after a medical emergency in the stands. And medical personnel doing a great job here tonight inside the roundhouse. So we are ready. A brief warm-up period allowed with the delay. And the Bobcats leading 13-7 here in the third set, trying to win in a clean sweep of Mason City tonight, 3-0. Kennedy Feldman is back to serve for the Bobcats. Mason City able to save it on the third to get it over. Set up in the middle. Big swipe and a hammer right there by Roush. Mason City was able to save it though, and Bobcats can't dig that one out. 13-8. Tobin to serve. Dug out by Coleman. Set up outside. Point. Daggett. 14-8. McKenna Coleman will serve now for the Bobcats. And that one just a touch strong by McKenna Coleman. Point for the Riverhawks. Red and blue trying to get the job done here in the third set. Riverhawks have battled in the second and third sets. Backside. Shallow play over there by Laney Danielson. Big swipe. As Feldman's there on the back line. Bobcats put it over quickly. And into the net. Wrenchen. Unable to get it back over to the other side in the return, and it's 15-9. Bobcats leading. Estabrook is checked back in. She'll serve for the Bobcats. Maya Moore was able to save that one up front to Daggett. A flailing save by Mason City. Great play. Unfortunately, can't make two really solid plays in a row. As Michaela Trask, she was able to save that one initially, and then it got hit back to her. And that's a lot to ask from somebody who's trying to make that play. Getting back up and try to get it back over the net. Could not do so. Bobcats leading by 7 here in the third. Blocked, and unfortunately doesn't work out in favor of the Bobcats. Point for Mason City. Edison Dannon, the sophomore, set her on to serve for the Riverhawks. And that one almost was out on the serve, but Bobcats played it, and they'll try to get it over. Just do. Sneak it over the net. Coleman digs. Set up in the attacking zone. Daggett takes a big swipe. It gets over. Mason City bumps it over on the outside, and that was close. That one will be out. Point Bobcats 17-10. Daggett will serve. Line drive, skims the net. Bobcats go up and touch the net. They're trying to block, and the ball didn't quite get to them, and they touched the net. And so 17-11 is our score. Mason City back within a 6-point margin here in the third set. Grant serves into the net. Point Bobcats 18-11. Ella Roush is back into the match Natalie Henson as well for the Bobcats. Henson to serve. A good heads-up play right there in that front line by Heinzerling. She got it over the block attempt and picks up the point. Play by Feldman, and she'll get the point there for the Bobcats as Mason City not able to answer. 19-12. Bobcats leading. Ellie Hughes with the serve. Roush with a heads-up play. She dunked that one back over. Another block on the front line. Lady Danielson up there to help as well, and out on Mason City. 20-12, Bobcats up by 8 here in the third. Going for the clean sweep here on their home floor. Ellie Hughes serves, and on the third, they do just get it over. Set back up for Roush. The dig is high. Not playable for Mason City. A miscommunication there. And a point for the Bobcats, 21-12. And a timeout on the floor. (21-12) is the score. It's a timeout taken. As you look in at the huddle for the Bobcats, Kaylee Pashong, talking of their squad, just needing 4 more points to get out of the evening with a win. After winning set 1, 25-15, set 2, 26-24, and now winning set 3, 21-12, with a sizable advantage. Hughes back to serve for the Bobcats. And the junior, a return for Mason City. They get it over in 3 outside. Feldman, big swipe. It is blocked. But a kill as it bounces over just. And the Bobcats get the point, 22-12. Bobcats trying to get it there, but Ellie Hughes, it was kind of off the side of her arm and went towards the attacking zone, and unfortunately nobody home there. Point for Mason City, 22-13. Bergman to serve for the Riverhawks. Set up outside, and a big block, but the point still to the Bobcats, 23-13. Lady Danielson rising up on the outside there. Feldman to serve. And off the hands of Megan Tobin. She was trying to dig that one out, but it hit off the side. And down to the match point. Clean dig that time. Quick play over. Coleman dives, saves. What a great dig right there. Saved by Feldman. Coleman plays it over. Bobcats rallying right there. Coleman. Slight tap, and Feldman plays it over. Mason City. Rally here by both teams. Good dig. As Ellie Hughes keeps it alive. Back and forth here inside the roundhouse. Good dig by Coleman. Coleman over in 3. Feldman keeps it alive. They'll get it over. Daggett Strong. Point. Mason City. What a rally right there by both squads. hardest point, but most exciting point earned of the night right there for Mason City, 24-14. And just like that, it's over. Into the nets by Megan Tobin, and the Bobcats with a clean sweep here tonight. They win it 25-14 in the third set, 26-24 in the second, and 25-15 in the opening set tonight, as it is Dig Pink Match night, raising funds for breast cancer awareness. And the Bobcats win it on their home floor inside the Roundhouse and improve back to 3-3 with their third Iowa Alliance Conference victory of the season. Kirk Clausen and Mason City drops to 3-7 with the loss. This is Bobcat Volleyball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
Welcome back into the Roundhouse victorious Tuesday nights. Bobcats 3-3 now on the season with a clean sweep, 3-0. 25-15, 26-24, and then 25-14 in the third set as the Bobcats win on Dig Pink Match Night, as proceeds going to the Side Out Foundation. And, of course, you can help make a donation by heading online to giving.side-out.org, looking for Marshalltown High School. And, of course, funds raised here tonight will go help towards cancer awareness and things of that nature. So, great cause and a lot of great things done here tonight as Bobcats trying to do their part to help with that research with the goal. 2,000, I know cash and other things still to be counted, of course, and find out the final totals raised. Bobcats will be at the Southeast Polk Invite coming up on Saturday, and our next broadcast of Marshalltown Volleyball is going to be on September 19th at Fort Dodge. So I encourage you to like this broadcast and support Bobcat athletes. Subscribe to the channel, get upcoming game alerts so you don't miss a Bobcat Live, football, volleyball, whatever sport it may be. Here on your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis, as now joined by Kaylee Pichung, victorious head coach for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Boy, kind of a scary incident there with a fan injured in the stands. That was really the only thing that kind of slowed you down tonight. I thought your team got off to a really good start. And then obviously with that time delay, with that medical emergency, thought they responded really well here tonight. I've noticed 3 home matches that we've called for, 3 matches that we started, the Hoover Ames and this one, off to really quick starts, and that's only kind of helped propel you the rest of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we come out ready, which is really great.
Yeah.
Really great. So, yeah.
I also thought that I noticed Mason City was a little bit high and low, big reactions when they got a point, that kind of thing. Your team tonight, I thought, was really pretty even keel throughout. I mean, does that come from you or what?
Yeah, that's something that we work on all the time. We work on staying consistent, having good energy all the way through the match. So I thought we did a really great job, like you said, competing all the way through.
Yeah, a great night, a lot of pink out here and money raised. A fun night for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Great night. I thought we had an awesome turnout, great fans, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, so you're at the Southeast Polk Invite coming up this weekend. Always a good challenge. I think you guys have gone there for quite a few years. I know you were there last year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of teams. The Metro Classic, I believe there's 16 teams there. So, yeah.
Good proving ground?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
We're excited.
Yeah, I bet you are. Who will be some of the opponents that you're taking on, not to put you on the spot?
Yeah. We, I think Waukee Northwest is in our pool. I haven't looked at it too closely quite yet, but I know Waukee Northwest is number 1 in our pool. So that's the one I was focused on the most. But there's
sure.
a lot of Metro schools, and then there's, I know, Council Bluffs, Lewis Central comes over and things like that. So. Okay,
and our next match that we'll be broadcasting, you'll be on the road in a couple weeks at Fort Dodge on the 19th. So looking forward to that. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, Kaylee Pashong, head coach for the Marshalltown Bobcats. We'll take one more final timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up things on a victorious night. 3-0, Bobcats win it. They're now 3-3 on the season here on KFJB-TV.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
There's a city within a city not far from here. This city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
One final time inside the Roundhouse. Bobcats win it 3-0 tonight, 25-15, 26-24, and 25-14. A clean sweep on Dig Pink Match Night inside the Roundhouse. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Zach Tomish, our producer, Keith Stewart on camera. I'm Brandon Lewis. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Get the Bobcats win it 3-0 as they are now 3 on the season. Our next match of volleyball action coming up on September 19th at Fort Dodge. You've been watching Bobcat Athletics and Volleyball right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.